I'm just going to get up there and start then. All righty. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the sound check / beginning of the show. As you know, there are people who have been to the Secret Lab before. It's loosey-goosey. This is our third edition of the Secret Lab. It's nice to see so many people here. Hey, give me a sound of applause if you are actually from Secret Lab. Let me hear you, Secret Lab. And now let me hear you if you are not from Secret Lab. That enthusiasm, it doesn't matter if you work for Secret Lab or not, you're all just glad to be getting free drinks and food, right? That's what it's all about. No, it's not just about that. I love the idea. So wait, give me a round of applause or let me hear you if you are Dutch. Okay, so those people are actually here for the free food and drinks. Make some noise if you are not Dutch. A little too proud to be not Dutch. But you are in Amsterdam. Actually, you're in Amsterdam North. It's like the ghetto of Amsterdam. But here in this building, it's absolutely lovely today. Hey, so special thanks, of course, to Martijn and the people from the Secret Lab. Let's start off giving them a round of applause. So he described this to me as the idea of, I'll say it in Dutch, it was an uit de hand gelopen borreltje. So now borrel is a great word that you have in Holland. It just basically means a drink, but a borrel kind of means, oh, we're going to do it with the people at the office. But you guys are not ordinary office people, that's for sure. Special thanks, where are my people from Delta Energy? Where are you? Delta Energy, thank you so much. They're exhausted from their long commute from Middelburg. It's a long way away in Dutch terms. It's a shame that you work for Delta Energy and not Delta Airlines, otherwise you could have flown here. But it's almost worth the flight to come all the way from Middelburg. It's already a great party, you can tell, because people from next door have already come and complained and asked if we could turn the music down. And then we went and brought them in the room and went, there's no music. So if this party is already loud enough to shut down an office, we're doing it the right way. Okay, great. So we found out where the Dutch people are. I understand there's like 8 nationalities represented tonight. Are there any other Americans? Where are my other Americans? I'm the only one? There he is. Okay, we got one back here. Now, here's the funny thing. I've been living in the Netherlands for 20 years, for more than 20 years. And 20 years ago, if you would have asked a room of people, where are my Americans? They're like, fuck yeah, here we are, woohoo! And 20 years ago, if you would have asked where are the Germans, then Germans would go, we are here. But now it's turned around. Americans feel like, uh-oh, everyone's going to blame me personally for screwing up the economy. And Germans are like, we are not so bad anymore. And we got any Germans here? Germans? So, they're working. Yeah. They can't hear us at the bottom of the holes they've dug at the beach, right? Any Belgians? Where are my Belgians? No Belgians. That means I don't have to talk slower. That's good news. Where else are people from?
Ireland.
Ireland. Congratulations. Welcome. Luck of the Irish.
Portugal.
Portugal. That's right. It's like Spain Light. I love it. Cola, Cola Light, Spain Light. It's good. Love your port. Where else? Where else? England. England. You know what? You know what? I'm going to save my jokes for England later. I'm going to make you wait. Where else? Where else?
Italia!
Italia! Now that's my favorite thing about people from Italia. As soon as they hear other countries being named, they don't understand a word I'm saying. But they get, oh, we're going to the countries now. And when it gets to them, Italia! And it doesn't matter what I ask them, that's what they say. How you doing? Italia! Thank you for your enthusiasm. Hey, so the bar is open. We're going to have some food a little bit later. It's an American-themed party, which is why we brought an overweight host. Here I am. We're going to have some hot dogs later, and these hot dogs are also, they're called fat dogs. They're made in Holland, which the first time I saw it, it's like, these don't look anything like American hot dogs. except that they actually do, because they're like overweight hot dogs. They're like fat hot dogs. And it's like, oh, this is a more American hot dog than the actual American hot dog. So you're going to enjoy those later. But before we do that, keep enjoying some drinks, and we've got a couple of speakers who are going to talk to you for a little bit about some interesting things they're doing in their life. We're going to start off with our first speaker. We're going to talk to Tim Fink. Tim Fink is a consultant at Price Waterhouse Cooper. It's interesting, he started out wanting to be an entrepreneur, and then he ended up working for an Uitzendbureau, like a temp agency, where he did some catering, and he was really happy to do that and get his study done. But then after a while, I really started itching like, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur again. And he's doing that. He started a great company called Deliver Today. I've actually heard some first-hand things about this company so far. Their motto is great. We're going to bring the city to you within an hour. It's kind of like, for me, it was the idea of having a night shop that comes to you. It's like, oh, I want something right now, but as a fat American, I'm too lazy to go get it. You bring it to me. I'm going to be one of your #1 customers. Ladies and gentlemen, give him a round of applause, Tim Fink.
Hello everyone, thanks for the introduction. Great. Can everybody hear me loud and clear? Sure. Okay. Well, as already stated, my name is Tim, and I'm from Deliver Today. Well, for those of you who don't know us yet, we are a new company, so that's probably the case. So I will briefly explain what we do. Well, Deliver Today delivers whatever you want. Maybe a bit higher. Yeah, thank you, Martijn. Delivers whatever you want, whenever you want. So how do we do that? Okay, what we do is we develop together with the Secret Lab a great app which enables users to select products from over 50 different shops in Amsterdam. So for example, if you want something from the Gal & Gal, the Bruna, the Ethos, but also more local shops, like for example Patisserie Toet, it's great, it's the best macarons in town, but also the oldest wine store in Amsterdam called Beetje Le Goût. You can order thousands of different products there, but we don't stop there. We are continuously working on increasing the number of shops that attend, so you have more to choose from, and you can even order more products at Deliver Today. Okay, so that's quite cool, I think. You can order a lot of stuff with us. But what makes a difference from Deliver Today when you compare it, for example, to bol.com or whatever other web store you have? Well, what we do is we deliver something within the hour, as already mentioned. You have the option to select a certain date and a certain hour. This means, for example, if you want something tomorrow at 8, this is possible. Today we're all having drinks, but tomorrow it's Friday afternoon. So maybe some of you already want to have some drinks to kick off the weekend. But you're at home or you're with some colleagues, you don't have any beers in your refrigerator or whatever. You can go to our app, select very nice beers from Amsterdam, pay for them of course, otherwise we won't come. But if you do that, I will make sure that someone comes to your place within 1 hour. But that's not all. This is the first part.
That's not all.
That's not all. What we also do.
Well, wait, there's more.
Maybe a bit of a boring example, but I will give it anyway. Say you want to order a book. Who does that nowadays? But it still happens. Okay, so you order a book, but you know, okay, the store already closed at 6, but I'm not home before 6. What Deliver Today does is bring it to your home until 9 o'clock in the evening. Although the store is actually closed, we will still deliver it at your door. Okay. And what the cool thing is, you actually know how late we will arrive, because you have selected a certain time slot, so you know, okay, they will arrive around 8 or 9 o'clock. That's what you have selected. So no more notes from PostNL saying, sorry, the delivery couldn't be done because you weren't home, or they say, okay, we try again tomorrow, or you have to pick it up yourself, which is of course ridiculous. But we will make sure you get your package delivered to you ASAP. Okay, so 2 weeks ago, we already mentioned something about how this all started. First being an entrepreneur when I was only 18, then being a consultant at PwC, and now back in the field, having some action. And what the cool thing is that we wouldn't stand here today if it weren't for the Secret Lab. I think they are a great partner, and especially they understand the needs of the client, but more importantly, they understand the needs of the end user. So if I come up with an idea, I first have to convince them that it's a good idea. And that I like really much about the Secret Lab. And I especially would like to take this moment to thank Aurélien, Leonidas and Marco, who've done most of the work so far. So thank you guys. That's all for me for today. Enjoy your drinks.
Yeah, I see the tall guy got on stage. The Dutch person's here. So Tim, great story. The thing I love about this story is I always think about when you see any good idea, then you always think, wow, number one, I wish I'd have thought of it. And then you go, I wonder where you came up with the idea. Tim, how old are you?
I'm 29.
29. So I'm 29 as well. So I know what it's like. So yeah. Not quite there. Was that England striking back at me? Cleverness, there's some cleverness. So I always think, wow, how did you come up with this idea? I'm going, wow, you want something and you want it now, and you make a phone call, and within an hour, a young person or a student brings it to your door, and I was like, that sounds like ordering drugs to me in Amsterdam. I'm not going to say that's where you got your inspiration from, but you seem pretty chilled out today, that's all I'm going to say. Speaking about drugs, some people like to go to parties, and my big complaint, okay, I used to be 29, I'm not 29 anymore, but I found that parties get louder and louder and louder. It seems now when you walk in to any club, and, oh great, yeah. Make sure to get a big fat shadows on you as well. When you walk into a club, it seems like people aren't having fun unless their ears are literally bleeding. And you can't talk to anyone anymore. But I leave clubs because I'm actually worried about my ears. I'm a singer and I need to hear. And it's great to hear. There's like a Harry Potter-like solution now, apparently, to your ear damage. You just drink a potion and it will help you. Now, I don't want to sell it as too short because it's actually a formula that's been concocted with with vitamins and minerals, not with animals. No animals were harmed in the development of this product. Sorry about that. But it's a great product. It comes from a company called Hearing Health Science, and our founder is here to talk about this cocktail that she's created, not with animals, but with vitamins and minerals. It helps stop hearing loss. Please welcome my fellow American in the room, Barry Seifer. Watch out for those animals, Barry.
Thanks. I'm 25. And I cooked this up in my bathtub. So, what you say is right. Everything's getting louder. There are about 2 billion people on the planet who suffer from hearing loss. And I have to tell you that when Martijn asked me to give a talk, I wrote him back and I said, can we use some slides? And he said, oh yeah, that'd be cool. So I have them in my pocket on my iPhone because there's no screen. So you're just going to have to imagine this. So 30 years ago, this hotshot neuroscientist went from the University of Washington to this little university in Ann Arbor called the University of Michigan. And they got medical school there. He'd never worked in the field of hearing before, but he was a cellular biologist, a neuroscientist. And he started looking into what causes hearing loss. And the reason he had to do this is because they hired him to run the Hearing Research Institute. And he didn't know anything about hearing. So as a scientist, he said, I'm going to find out. So the first thing he did was he read everything that there was to read about hearing impairment. And then about 10 years later, he realized that what his colleagues were telling him was wrong. People thought, and I bet a lot of people in this room think, that when you're exposed to loud noise, these delicate structures in your inner ear on the other side of the eardrum, they shake really hard and they fall apart, right? You're breaking my eardrums, ever heard that? Yeah, well, it doesn't happen that way. No, it doesn't happen that way. It happens with this really unstable molecule called a free radical. And now I'm from Berkeley and we know all about free radicals, but this is a different kind of free radical. This is a molecule that triggers the cells in your body, anywhere in your body, to make energy. And you need them. You can't live without them. You've all heard of metabolism. Well, a free radical triggers metabolism. When you're listening to something loud, the cells in your ear need energy. So these free radicals say, make energy. When it's too loud, your ears make about 40 times more of this stuff than they need. And then something awful happens. When you pump, when you're on your bicycle or you're walking upstairs, if you're exercising, doing anything of any sort whatsoever, the blood in your system increases, right? Your heart rate goes up, you can see your veins increase. The reason that's all happening is because your cells need energy for metabolism. They create waste products, including these free radicals, and the blood carries them away. In the ears, the opposite happens. The blood flow decreases. So, you're in a really fun, loud environment. You're listening to everything you can. You're yelling at each other because it's so loud. Your ears are under tremendous stress. They're putting out all this extra free radicals, and they get trapped. When they get trapped, those free radicals start to eat holes in the cells rather than keeping them alive. And the cells start to die. It takes a long time. It can go on for 10 years. And after a while, you turn to your spouse and you say, why are you always asking me to repeat myself? You say, what? A lot, right? Huh? I didn't hear you. Well, the reason is your brain can no longer accommodate to the loss of the hearing sensation. That's the problem. And it's going on all over the world. And it's huge. It's the largest unmet medical need in the world. And there's nothing that anyone can do, except for us. So it's taken 30 years, and the secret lab, and a whole team of people, and the European Commission, and about 30 million of government financing. And I can tell you that next year, you'll be able to take a pill that will stop you from losing your hearing. And it is a magic potion that is neuroscience adapted to the realities of micronutrients in your inner ears. So when that bad stuff starts to happen, the inner ear can get extra blood flow, and it can get the micronutrients it needs so those cells don't die. And that's what we're doing. Thanks.
Barry, my younger brother, thank you so much. So it's interesting to me that a company called The Secret Lab is actually encouraging all of this drug use, apparently. I want it, get it within an hour, take a pill and solve all your problems. It sounds interesting to me. So we had England, we had Ireland, we had Portugal. Who did we miss? Italy, sorry. We didn't miss. France, where's France? Raise your hands, come on. Don't be so lazy, you're not on strike. Get them up. There we go. Well, except for her, I just want to point out, so, where's England again? Where's England? Where are you? There, you know, right there at the head of the bar. Easy access to all the alcohol. My friend Barry, thank you much. I think I'm the only person who really got the free radical of Berkeley joke, but that's just because I'm from California. We're going to move on to our final speaker, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to end things with a bang. A bang because his name is already a mouthful for any foreigner. Joost van Vollenhoven. Oh, I thought the Dutch people would applaud my pronunciation, but that's okay. He's from Kaartjes.nl. He's bringing theaters, concerts, and movies together all onto one site so you can buy tickets. This is great. Again, it's the idea of, oh, instead of calling for Coke and ecstasy, why not get it all in one place, right? No, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is from Kaartjes.nl. Please welcome Joost van Vollenhoven.
All right, thanks a lot. Well, the people from Middelburg are coming from a long way. We are coming from very close by because we are just the office here around the corner with the Secret Lab on the door. So we're not only a customer of the Secret Lab, but also renting their office. We started Kaartjes.nl in December last year. It's not live yet, it will go live next week, if we make it. But that's in the hands of Martijn and some other places around here. And what Kaartjes wants to do is to inspire people to buy tickets more often. That's good for us because we earn money on the tickets, good for our partners because they sell more tickets, and it's good for the consumer because what's more fun than being on the couch watching TV is to go out and to do something. And I want to start with a little quiz. Does any one of you know how many tickets are sold every year in the Netherlands? Only for culture and, let's say, recreational activities like zoos, attraction parks. Anyone can guess?
5 million.
5 million? 20 million? 50 million? A billion?
Billion. 300,000.
300,000?
200 million.
200 million?
12 million.
12 million. Wrong.
I've been looking for your speaker's notes. I can't find it.
The answer is, for cultural and recreational activities, it's 100 million approximately. And the market is like 1.4 billion euros. And with Kaartjes.nl, of course, we want to tap a big part of this market, hopefully a few percent or 10% in the long run. We see this market is extremely fragmented, because where you normally buy tickets, either at Ticketmaster or Eventim, which sells only a small fraction of the market, or you go to the site of the venue, like if you want to go to Artis, you buy a ticket on the Artis site. But there's not one central place to buy your tickets, and there we hope, with a bit of technology and a bit of luck and the help of God, to become the person to buy your tickets. So if we look at what is our big thing, of course we need to have all the tickets in the platform. There we're working on. We have now, I think, Pascal, how much was it?
I think 40,000.
40,000 events in the platform, and we're just starting, so there's a lot going on, we found out in the Netherlands. So we have to have all the things in a nice place to buy. Secondly, we think, why would people be interested in to go to a central place? Why they go to the theater site or whatever? And there's a major trend going on, and that's the mobile revolution. In the past, people, when they were looking to go out somewhere, they go on their laptop or on the PC to browse, let's say, 10 theaters to find out the program, to look for something and buy something. We see now with the come of the mobile phone that this is drastically changing. With PC, the average session time is half an hour. On a mobile phone, it's 1 minute. So people spend a lot less time to browse around. The amount of websites or domain names that people are looking on a PC is 110 a month. So people look at 110 websites. On a mobile phone, it's only 50. So you spend much less time looking around, and you visit a lot less websites. And there we think with a central platform like Kaartjes.nl, we can really tap into this opportunity to make it extremely easy, accessible, easy to find, mobile first, but also performing on laptops and tablets.
Elasticsearch.
Elasticsearch. It has to be fast, and you have to be able to search on very different facets. So we got all that. That will be the basis of Kaartjes.nl. When we got the basic in order, we will start with adding new functionalities, because it has to be fun to buy a ticket. So there we will come with Facebook integrations that I can swipe a ticket to a friend of mine. We can have member gets member, get your friends also motivated to go. If you find 5 to 15 friends that buy a ticket, you get your ticket for free. So we hope to get a bit of group effects in there. And of course all kinds of loyalty schemes. Buy 4 tickets out of 4 categories in a quarter and you get an extra perk or something. So that's Kaartjes.nl. We got a little leaflet, hopefully next week. If you want to have a look, this is the secret session. So I can invite you all on your mobile phone here to kaartjes.thesecretpages.nl. And you can have a sneak preview of Kaartjes.nl if you want. Big thanks to Pascal, Robin, Leo, Martijn, Irene and the whole team of the Secret Lab. And I hope to see you next week on Kaartjes.nl. Thanks.
Thank you, Joost. Your presentation reminds me now that I really haven't made fun of the Dutch people yet. Now here's the thing about Dutch people. Dutch people, you are some of the laziest people on the planet. I know you don't think so, but here you are Thursday afternoon at 5 o'clock drinking. And apparently you have time and money to buy 100,000 million tickets a year to go and see entertainment. Is there anyone I haven't made fun of yet?
Greek.
Greek? Boy, I don't think I have to do that. I think you guys have done that for me. Sorry, it's getting painful. Hey, to get off the stage, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys for coming to the secret session. We are not finished yet, of course. We have to piss off the people upstairs because we're about to play some music. We got some food coming for you. Special thanks one more time. Give a round of applause to our host, the Secret Lab, Martijn, and his entire crew. As an American, I will get a drink. I'll be standing close to the food, and if I haven't made fun of you yet, then come to me and I'll make sure to give you some personal attention. Thank you very much, Secret Lab, for inviting me. My name is Michael Dillon. I'm from Chicago. See you soon.